Having a realistic interaction in your scene is without a doubt one of the most important features to improve the immersion of the player in virtual reality. And it is for this reason that I want to show you in this video how you can create yourself realistic physics and presence that can move objects around and collide realistically with your environment. Welcome to Valem Tutorials, my second YouTube channel focusing on VR development. And thank you for watching this video. A second part will be released soon here on my YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe down below. As always, the source code is available on my Patreon where you can support this channel, but now I hope that you guys are ready, so without further ado, let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so for this project we are going to need a Unity version above 2019.4, and as you can see mine is 2020.3, and I'm also using the universal rendering pipeline, but you can use the standard pipeline if you want it, it doesn't really matter. Now, as you can see, I've already made the VR setup for this project with the XR plugin management and with the Unity XR toolkit. I've also set up in my seed an XR rig that's now called XR Origin, I believe, in the newest version of the XR toolkit. But if you don't know how to do this, don't worry, I've made this video which should pop up on the top corner of the screen right there, which will guide you step by step. So as you guys can see, my project is really simple. I only have a ground, a black cube to use as a table, which has a collider, and two objects above which have a rigid body, a red cube and a little sphere. Now we are ready to get started, so first thing first, let's add end presence for our player. And once again, you are lucky because I have previously made a video about this exact topic on my main YouTube channel. So if you don't want to get lost watching this tutorial right here, I highly suggest to go watch this video first. But if you want to save some time, I will leave in the description below a direct link to download the hands in that video that we will be able to use in this tutorial right now. So once you've downloaded this Unity package, we can drag it in our Unity project and click on import. Now that's imported, we can go to Oculus Hand Physics, Prefab, and there you will find two prefab, the left hand presence and the right hand presence. We can drag the left hand presence under the left hand controller game object in the XR rig and do the same for the right hand presence under the right hand controller. Now as you can see, the hands are now in our scene. By the way, if you are not using the universal rendering pipeline, these hands will appear pink. So to fix this, you can simply go to the mesh renderer of the hands and change the shader of the material of the hand to the standard shader, for example. But in my case, I will just leave it like this. So these hands will follow the controller of the player as they are children of the left hand controller. But with here this end present script, we will be also able to animate these hands according to the player's input. So let me show you this by clicking on the play button. Okay, and here is the result. As you can see, my hands are looking good and are moving according to the input I give on my controller. But for now, with this setup, if I try to interact with the cube, it doesn't work, my hands are not colliding. And let's see how we can fix this. Okay, to work on the physical hands, I will duplicate these two hands, rename them left hand present physics for the left hand and right hand present physics for the right hand. We can unpack the prefab as we are going to modify them. And I will now just disable the two hold hand. Now for the solution of this problem, we need to add a collider to the hand model. To do so, we can go in the bones of the hand and try to add a capsule collider like this and scale it to the appropriate size of this finger. And I know this will take a lot of time to do in one video, so I've already prepared for you a model for each hand with all colliders already set up. And we can find them in the same package that we imported, so in the Oculus and Physics prefab, and here they are. We can replace now the custom left hand by the custom left hand with collider and do the same for the right hand. Okay, now that we have replaced the hand, don't forget to assign the animator of our new hand model to the hand present script on both the left hand and on the right hand present script. So we can simply drag here the animator of the right hand on the right hand presents and do the same for the left hand. Perfect. Now that we have colliders, if we want to be able to move the cube in front of us, we finally need to add a rigid body. So we can select both our ends, add a component, and add a rigid body. For now, I will set the rigid body to kinematic, and you will understand why in a minute. And if we click on play, as you can see, we can now interact physically with the cube. I can push it with both hands, but as you can see, the interaction is not always really precise. And to solve this, an easy solution to improve Unity physics is using the project setting. So if I go to Edit, Project Settings, Physics, I will change the default solver iteration to 25, the solver velocity iteration to 15. We can also enable alternative force, set the friction type to 1 directional, and the solver type to temporal goes. And finally, we can go to the time settings and change the fixed time step to 0.01. Now, I won't go into details of how each or one of these settings influence the physics computation in Unity, as it goes outside of the scope of this tutorial, but I strongly encourage you to read about it in the Unity documentation. Keep also in mind that improving the physics simulation can introduce some lag in your game. And by doing this, if we click again on play to try our game, tada, the physical interaction feels more precise. Now that's something obviously that does not translate really well on a video, but that we can really feel when playing the game. But now it's the important part of this tutorial, so bear with me. As you can see, we can now interact physically with the cube, but even if we maximize the physics settings, our hands can still pass through objects with collider that have no rigid body like this table. And the reason is that our hands are using a kinematic rigid body, which means that they can interact with other rigid body, but they are not influenced by them, which will not create a great physical response. But it's not as simple as setting the rigid body back to non-kinematic, because if we set them to non-kinematic and that we click on play, our hands now does not follow correctly the position of the controller in our scene. So to fix this, I'm going to move them outside of the XR rig to not have them influenced by their parent, and I'm going to show you how we can create a script that will make these hands follow the position and rotation of any target using their rigid body, which will make them behave how we want. Okay, so let's select both our end present physics. We can click on add component and we will add a end present physics script. So in this script, we're going to need two variables, a public transform variable called target and a private rigid body called RB. Now we can access the rigid body component at the start of the game with get component rigid body and assign it to our variable. And there it is, we can now work on making that rigid body follow the position and rotation of our target. So as we are playing with physics here, it's better to change the rigid body inside a fixed update and not the update function, so I'm going to change its name right now. Okay, so to make the position of the rigid body follow our target, calling the move position of the rigid body won't work because, as you can see, this function only works with kinematic rigid body. So instead, if we want to keep the physics of the game object, what we can do is change the velocity of the object to go to the target position. To get the good velocity, we can do rb.velocity equals target.position minus transform.position. So this is the difference of position, and divide everything by the time to get the velocity. So time.fixed delta time. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go back to Unity and wait for our script to compile. And now, before testing our game, what we need to do is set the good target on our script. So I'm going to drag the right hand controller for the right hand present physics script and do the same, but this time for the left hand controller on the left hand present physics script. And now let's click on play to see the result. We have a little issue with our hands. It seems to follow, but we have some jittering going on, and this is actually an issue caused by the collider of the hands colliding with each other. So a quick fix is actually to go to the layer here, create two new layers, left hand physics and right hand physics. We can assign them to the left hand and the right hand and change their children as well. And now we can disable the inner collision on our end by going to Edit, Project Settings, physics, and here down below in the collision matrix, we can disable the interaction between right hand and right hand and do the same for the left hand. Okay, so let's test our game now. And if we click on play, ta-da! Everything seems to work, no more jitter, and we can see that our hand is following correctly the position of its controller, and we can already have a look at how it correctly collides with everything. So we are in the good direction. Now let's work on the same but for the rotation. So in the same way that we did for the position, we can get the difference in rotation with quaternion. Rotation difference equals target.rotation multiplied by quaternion.inverse transform rotation. But this is a quaternion, and what we want is the angle. So we can get this with rotation difference dot angle axis out float angle in degrees out vector 3 rotation axis. And using this, we can get the vector 3 rotation difference angle in degree equals to angle in degree multiplied by rotation axis. And we are almost done. What's left is to compute the angular velocity now with rb.angular velocity equals rotation difference angle in degrees. And finally, we can divide as before by the time to get the velocity, so time.fixed delta time. But as you can see, angular velocity of the rigid body is required in radian, and we have given it a rotation in degree. So we can simply convert radian to degree by multiplying the value with matf.degree to radian. And now everything should be ready. We have our desired angular velocity for the rigid body. Now let's save our script and go back to Unity to test our game. And there you go. If I click on play, now you can see the final result. I can move my hand, it follows correctly the position and the rotation. I can push the cube like before, but if I go through the table, the hand cannot pass through. Good job! And there it is, guys. In a few minutes, we managed to create a simple but powerful, physically accurate and present script for our player. Awesome! Now, this is only the beginning. There are plenty of elements that we can add to improve the quality of the physical interaction. For example, we can show the non-physical hands if we reach a certain distance, we can play with different physics material, freeze the hand position if we get too far, add some smoothing in the rigid body following, and even more if we were to use this system with a direct interactor to grab the cube. For example, we would have this issue when holding the object. And this is what I want to show you in the second part of this tutorial, so make sure to subscribe to not miss it. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like below, and if you didn't, well, it's just fine. As always, the source code is available on my Patreon, as well as some exclusive content just for you. Now, thank you for watching till the end, and see you soon. Bye bye!